Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 25th, 2022 new moon reading for you and solar eclipse reading. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy that we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Ooh, okay, that's so funny because as I was shuffling, Spirit was saying, remind Libra that they are ruled by the sun, okay, and that Venus and the sun are right next to each other. So the solar eclipse is going to have a lot more of an effect on you. And then out pops literally the sun card. So that is just extreme. That is extreme. Why this is going to be so relevant and so prevalent is because you're ruled by Venus, Libra. So when Venus is affected, you're affected. So, and if you have Taurus in your chart as well, also know that Taurus is also ruled by Venus. So it will hit you even harder. So just be aware here that during the day, during the solar eclipse, you're going to feel things a lot more intensely. You can be very emotional. You can feel emotionally erratic at times. Just be aware that you're not going to be on your game as much as you want to be. You know, there's going to be certain things you need to look at. You need to kind of slow it down, stabilize yourself, ground yourself. If you can make sure you do nothing big on the 25th of October, that would also be, just really good for you. Really good for you. Make it a self-care day. Make it a calmer day. That would be something that would really be excellent. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay, so it's really, really interesting is that you have one minor arcana card coming through and then 3 major arcana cards. We only pulled four. So this is really quite intense. This is going to be a big day for you. Now we have Gemini energy here. We have Judgment, and then we have the World. So a time frame that is coming up is May 21st to June 20th. Now, Spirit is saying write down that time frame, or just say Gemini time frame, because there's something here, or it can be with a Gemini, that has open doors to what you love, or something that is going to hark back to that time. So just be aware of it. Okay. It could be even something that you kind of thought, oh, nothing's going to come of this. And then you're going to get a letter in the mail. You're going to get a phone call. Someone or something is going to contact you. And it's going to be like, oh, I thought they forgot. They hadn't. So that's coming through very, very strongly. We are crowned with the 3 of Cups. Now, the 3 of Cups for me has a duality to it. So the 3 of Cups, it's reminding us of our best friends, of the people who are absolutely there for us, but it also tells us, be mindful of who we're seeking to have the attention of, because we could be looking for things and at things where people aren't really paying attention to us. We can feel kind of ignored. We can feel kind of overwhelmed by certain things. And there's going to be a negative energy that comes forward that says, I need your attention now. I'm going to pull you in. And because you're already used to these emotional vampires, you're already used to kind of like the abuse in this way, you're going to be much more susceptible. Now, it doesn't mean that it has to be physical abuse at all. What it means is that it can be emotional abuse. It could be somebody who just speaks to us very, very negatively, verbal abuse, but it's going to be something that's negative. But we've been in that pattern before. We could have had a person like this in our lives growing up. And so Spirit is really telling us to be wary, to be very much aware of this energy draining us, sucking our joy, sucking our brightness away. So that's going to be very important here. Also with the Sun, Spirit is saying, pay attention also to the people in your life who are always good. Like they always have it. They have it going easy, or you always think, I don't have to worry about this person. Just check in with them. It's going to be a very good thing to do. The Three of Cups is saying to us, be very mindful of the people who we're seeking the approval of, because they match this void that we have, or we're trying to get their approval. We could have loved them, and they didn't love us. It could be a parent. It could be, a person that we were interested in. It could be, a friend. It doesn't matter how that love manifested. It was not reciprocated. And this is going to be a time where we can feel very overwhelmed because of this. The Three of Cups is telling us and crowning us at this time to say, look at the people who love you. Look at the emotions that guide you, that build you up, that connect with you, and let us embrace those. Now, we are going to move towards judgment. And it's funny because what we love is being judged, okay? And we can be judging what we love. And so that's going to be a very important thing here right now. I also see it with my words. It's kind of like I'm kind of stumbling over words or getting words half right. Just know that energy is coming forward. There's a sense of things not being as clear as we want them to be. I feel like, okay, now that you said that, things have calmed down. Things are centered. Now this solar eclipse, okay, this new moon, they're both in Scorpio. Scorpio is astoundingly powerful, especially if we're born on the cusp of Scorpio, or if we have Scorpio in our chart. It connects us with transformation. It connects us with rebirth. There we go. Again, in here, our heart is going to be centered around transformation. And this time is centered around the transformation of our heart. It opens up the eclipse season. And as we are moving towards what we want and what we need, we are going to feel that this time is calling for a change within our life. And it's challenging us. It's challenging us personally and emotionally. And that can be something that we feel very kind of raw to with the solar eclipse especially. The judgment energy is coming forward. We're going to feel as if a part of us was locked away, or a part of us was contained in one way or another. We're moving towards a freedom. We're moving towards a release during this eclipse. There's a sense that I am stepping out of the box. I am stepping out of the confinement, and I am stepping into what I need, what I want, what I desire, what I love for myself. There is also a need to acknowledge that the judgment of others has really stung us. Libra, we've been a lot more sensitive than maybe we even want to admit to. And so this is a time where we acknowledge that sensitivity. We acknowledge the hurts and pains and disappointments that we have been through. And then we start to say, you know what? I'm not that person anymore. I'm not the one who gets to be held back. I'm not the one who gets to be hurt or disappointed or made to feel bad by others. I get to step into my power and my grace. And that judgment, we're going to find that we're stepping out of the judgment of others. Now, we are also going to find that we very much judge ourselves, especially around what we love and what we desire. There is an energy coming forward that makes us doubt, that makes us question, that makes us see things in a very different way than we have seen them before. So for some of us Libras, there's a doubt around love and the way that we're connecting. So this can be a love of a hobby. This can be a love of a person. This can be, just even embracing our own hearts. We could have had an incident that happened, and it could have made us feel that our hearts have been hardened in one way or another. So just very much be aware of this, that we're coming out of a sense of judgment of ourselves towards what we love. And we're stepping into what we love and what we desire. We're connecting with ourselves more and more. And we're seeing ourselves be empowered because of this. Now, with the Lover's energy coming forward, there's a blessing around what we love. This is going to be a time, even though we'll feel very sensitive, even though the solar eclipse and the season of change and transformation around what we love starts on the 25th, we're going to find that we are more focused on what we love and what we desire. We're looking at our hopes and our fears and our, enchantments a lot more openly and honestly than we have before. There is an energy here of, I am stepping into what I love. I'm stepping into what I need. And for some of us, this is embracing a hobby. For others of us, this is reevaluating our whole entire lives. So as much as we might want to think, oh, this is going to be small, no, the new moon brings us introspection, and especially Scorpio energy, which is ruled by Pluto, death and rebirth, the sense of, I need to really look at myself and see how I'm stepping out of my shell, how I'm stepping into the person that I want to be, how I'm embracing my transformation. That's coming really, really, really quite powerfully to what we love, to what we desire, to what we need. I'm also seeing the Mercury energy that rules Gemini coming through very powerfully. Words, communication, what we read, the music we listen to. It's going to be very impactful on our psyches. So just very much be aware of this. You are going to be getting... Oh, that's so interesting, because the note, Spirit is saying, look at the note, look at the note. For some of you Libras, okay, you're going to be finding a note, or you're going to be getting a note. But I just see this as somebody who has passed, all right? I don't know if it's in, I see like a little piece of paper in like a jewelry box or something that you carried your jewelry in. It can even be like in a watch box, or, I just see jewelry with it, or something of great value to this person. And they put a note, or they put a little reminder, or they could have even like written something in like on a matchbox, on the cover of, like on the inside of the cover of it. I'm just seeing this little note here, and that's their way of telling you, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm right here. You might even have a note from them that they've kept, and you might keep it in your jewelry box, or you might keep it around things that are very valuable to you. Okay? There's a connection with this note that just needs to be acknowledged, all right? And that's coming through very, very strongly. With the world, Spirit is really saying, with this time of introspection and this time of transformation, we're seeing what we want from our world. We're saying, I want to move forward like this, or I desire that. The world is opening to us. We are opening to our world. And we're seeing ourselves with openness, honesty, transparency. So there is an energy here as the world is opening, where it says to us, what do you really desire? What do you really want? What do you really need? Where does your heart go? Like, what calls to your heart? Because when we see the world, we think of jet setting. We think of going here and going there and doing this and doing that. And that's great. But for a lot of us, and most of us, our worlds are quieter. And Spirit is saying the quiet world is not the wrong world. There is a need to say, what makes me happy? What brings me joy? What moves me in the contentment of myself? And how can I embrace that? So when Spirit is showing our world opening to us, it's also showing us opening to what makes our souls happy. So there's a connection with our inner desires, wants, needs, passions. There is a sense of, I'm connecting with what I truly love and those that I truly love. And that opens up our world to us. That opens up what we desire. That has us settling into ourselves more and more, and has us embracing where we really want to be. Because we are bombarded. It can be through media. It can also be through other people's dreams that we've, wanted to live up to their expectations, but they're not ours. And that's going to be really important. We need to see what we truly want, need, and desire, and make those dreams ours. It moves us to now looking at the moon and what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, goodness. Oh, I love that. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, angels. Okay. So we are crowned with the energy of believe in the impossible as we're embracing our love and as we're looking at things that we had once chased or we had once sought the approval of and yet simply aren't there. So Spirit is saying here, believe in the impossible. Believe in your surrounding yourself in positivity, in love, in grace, in beauty. Open up that door for you because it's going to be a game changer. It moves us to sovereignty. It moves us to this moon, okay? And here it says the Queen of the Moon, which is what these cards are called. It moves us to this moon playing a prevalent role in us declaring what we want, what we desire, what we're looking for, how we want to move forward in our lives, what we're taking control of. And these are the quieter moments of the heart, the introspection of what we desire, of our psyches, because the new moon is us setting our intentions, is us looking and saying, what really drives me? Where do I really want to be? What do I really need? And so the sovereignty of this moon judges us, sees us, opens us up. It can make a lot of us feel rather raw. So do be aware of that. And the moon has us stepping out of our comfort zone, but stepping into what we need and what we desire. It brings us faith within ourselves. As we are embracing what we love, we are starting to see that we cannot have control over everything. Now, we might already really know this and really understand it, but there is a sense here and there is an energy here that we have to have faith in letting our hearts guide us forward. And it's not being fully emotional and chaotic that way, and it's not being fully logical. We are the scales. We are represented by the scales in the zodiac. And so here, it's about putting into balance what is needed, what we desire, what we want, but looking at the lovers, and the lovers is the masculine and the feminine, blessed by the angels. And so here, we are going to have faith that we are blessed as we move forward. We're going to have faith that what we love and desire isn't being corrupted, and that we are staying true to where we really need to be. And the way Spirit is saying here, make sure it's not corrupted, is make sure that our intentions are still guided around happiness and peace and serenity, okay? Because for some of us, we're going to have faith in our dreams, but it's going to be an, I'll prove it to you. I'll show you. I'll be able to get there, and prove you wrong. And Spirit's saying that jealousy puts us off balance. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It matters how we ourselves embrace our lives. It brings us to a surrender. Surrender to our world, surrender to what we love and what we want, surrender to the way that we are moving forward, but also a surrender to the fact that what everybody else peddles, what everybody else thinks we should be having, we don't need to have. We are embracing the world for us, and we are looking at things, and we are looking at the power of this transformation of the heart. And we're saying, I know there is a purpose here. I know there is a beauty here. I know there is a way forward. And I am walking a road that isn't as conventional as maybe others are. Because to have this faith, to have this beauty, to have this connection is so powerful and it is so rare. And so a surrender to the moon, which is the divine, the waxing and waning element of our life and our time here on earth, we're going to find that we are surrendering to a connection to nature, a connection to ourselves that has been lost. And so as we open up our hearts and our desires to what we truly need, we are going to see ourselves very much transformed, but also walking a path that we needed to walk for a really long time, but we've been ignoring. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the 3 of Cups, which is the crowning energy here. And that's what Spirit said, be very mindful, because we can really want to prove ourselves and please the people who will never be happy, the people who raised their cups to us but didn't know how to celebrate us, barely know how to celebrate themselves. They can be narcissists, they can be petty, they can be just really into their own world, or maybe their energy just didn't match with ours and we can't make it work. So here It's just saying, be mindful. Sometimes we need to walk away. And sometimes that is the bravest and the best thing that we could possibly do. It moves us to our subconscious Luna message, which says, what do you need to release in order to embrace self-love, in order to see yourself and love yourself and know your value? What do you need to release, Libra, in order to truly love yourself and to truly open your heart? We then have our subconscious tarot message, which is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is celebrating ourselves. The Six of Wands is knowing, our worth and seeing us. So subconsciously, we know that we need to be heading, or we know that we're worth celebrating and that we are heading towards something big. And this is us changing the game. This is us embracing what we want and what we need and who we are. And there's a sense subconsciously, if I can celebrate me, if I can honor me, if I can respect me, well, then that's the game changer that I truly need. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this moon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in happiness, Libra, and may you have a blessed moon.